Welcome to my channel, a channel dedicated to exposing misconduct, exploring police and legal matters, defending rights, and demanding accountability. This episode, brought to us by Auditing Yorkshire, so don't forget to check his channel and give him proper credit, features Auditor Kev visiting Huddersfield Police Station, where he notices two police vehicles parked illegally on the pavement. After photographing them, a police inspector confronts him, and tensions rise when Kev calls out an officer's thin blue line badge and jokingly uses the word Muppet, provoking the inspector to wrongfully arrest him under Section 5 of the Public Order Act for harassment, alarm, and distress. The body cam footage also reveals what unfolds after Kev is taken into the custody suite.
Can I ask you what you're doing, please, sir?
Oh, Inspector, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
Can you identify yourself, please,
Inspector
sir?
Come over here,
Inspector
please.
Dice.
Can I ask you what you're doing, sir?
Taking a picture of these.
Right, why are you doing that?
Because I'm going to report them to professional standards and the council.
All right, okay.
Yeah, look, absolutely disgusting. I've witnessed so many people having to walk onto the road and
Just let you know, I am recording at the moment.
Thanks for telling me, Inspector.
Okay.
I'm going to go
as a matter of courtesy, just let you know. Obviously, I don't know who you are.
Oh, yeah.
You've got a mask on. That could obviously be some reason for you hiding your identity. I don't know.
Yeah.
Obviously, you've got a camera going as well that I can see. And you're taking photos of police station, police buildings. So I would ask you to desist on doing that, okay?
Really?
If you want to take photographs of police vehicles, that's fine. That's up to yourself.
What offence is it, please, if you don't mind me asking?
If you want to look it up, I don't know the full legislation, so I won't want to mislead you, but there is an offence of taking photographs within or of a public building. Like you can't do it of a court or within a court building. It's the same guys, the same legislation.
From the very beginning, the inspector's approach reveals a striking lack of professionalism and a fundamental misunderstanding of the law, as he tells the auditor to stop photographing police stations and buildings without any legal justification, in overreach, since photography in public spaces is completely lawful unless used for criminal purposes, which the inspector never suggested. The situation worsens when the auditor challenges him by asking, "What offense is it?" and the inspector admits, "I don't know." You could look it up if you want, highlighting not just an embarrassing but dangerously negligent attitude, because officers attempting to restrict someone's rights must fully understand the law they claim to enforce. Guesswork has no place in policing.
So, what I was going to say to you is, obviously, you want to speak to people about the parking of vehicles, obviously. I'm quite happy for you to do that. What I will say to you is that if you want to forward details to professional standards, you can go direct them. It's up to yourself. Okay?
To be honest, Inspector, and I mean this with the utmost respect, I'm flabbergasted that you seem to think it's an offence, or there is an offence, to film public buildings, but you can't tell me what it is. I'm flabbergasted.
Why?
Well, the man of your experience, you look like you've been at job for a long time. You're an inspector.
You're obviously going to try and get a bite out, mate, and you've got to
try to get a bite out. Yeah.
What I'll say to you is there is a lot of legislation out there, okay?
Which I know.
You tell me what that legislation is.
Well, I don't need to tell you. You're an inspector, mate.
I've told you there's legislation that prevents people from taking photographs of public buildings.
Right.
Okay? I cannot quote the actual script here of the legislation, but I can tell you it's in place.
Stop talking about it.
Rather than admitting he has no legal basis, the inspector attempts to bluff, claiming, "I know there's legislation out there that prevents people from taking photographs of public buildings," only to immediately concede that he cannot quote it, exposing the poor quality of policing on display. In the UK, no general law prohibits photographing public buildings, including police stations, except in specific terrorism-related circumstances, and even then, powers such as Section 43 of the Terrorism Act 2000 require reasonable suspicion, not vague assumptions. The public has every right to film or photograph, and when an officer cannot name, cite, or explain a law, it is not policing, it is simply bluffing to suppress lawful activity.
Right, okay.
Because I know what it is.
Well, you tell me then.
Stop talking about it.
Right, okay. What I say to you now is you are now getting to a level where you are now becoming a little bit obstructive and offensive.
Well,
okay. And I would ask you to leave the area. I've come up to you to ask you why you're taking photographs of a public building and police vehicles, okay? I've explained myself to you. I've told you I am. Can I ask who you are?
He's laughing at you.
Can I ask who you are?
Who are you? Identify yourself.
Can I ask who you are, please, first?
You don't have to indict.
Can I ask who you are, please?
So you've got an inspector here,
Okay.
and you're telling me you do not have to identify yourself.
Right. At the moment, I'm getting concerned more about your behaviour.
WK9N. So Whiskey Kilo 9 November. He's the dog handler at Huddersfield Police Station.
Can I see your details, please?
Badge number 3092.
According to the College of Policing's Code of Ethics, officers must identify themselves when asked, providing at minimum their name and badge number, and if in uniform, clearly displaying their identity. Refusing to do so undermines transparency and suggests the officer is aware the interaction is mishandled. In this case, the auditor had to approach and read the officer's name and collar number himself, which should never happen, as officers should not put the public in a position where they must extract such basic information. This behavior indicates either a disregard for accountability or a failure to uphold the professional standards they are sworn to follow.
PC Huntington. You'll be got a professional standard, sir.
Can I see your details, please?
No, you can't.
Right, okay. What I'm saying to you now is that you are also causing a bit of a problem here now, aren't you? We've asked you to leave, okay?
I'm on a public footpath.
I know you are. And you're obviously one of these people that wants to come round
No.
and try and wind police officers up.
I'm just doing something other people don't have the balls to do, which is take pictures of police cars parked in just an absurd place. I mean, come on, who the hell is parked there?
Right.
Double yellow lines and double blips. Do you know what that means?
Right. If you want to take that further, regarding professional standards, please do so. What I've asked you to do now is actually move on yourself.
You've got professional standards as well.
Fine.
And so is this guy here.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
At least you told me you recorded. And it's nice to see you don't have a gang badge on. You've got a gang badge on, so don't even look at me. I don't want to speak to you. Get rid of that, get yourself on eBay and get yourself one of these. $2.99 and wear it with pride. The Union Jack flag. Yeah, take that crap off, get a Union Jack.
I am starting to believe that you are now committing a racist incident. If you carry on being offensive, yeah.
I'm a British citizen.
I perceive this to be a racist matter now. Okay, I would ask you to leave the area. I would ask you to leave the area. Okay, because you just offended me and my colleagues by saying that badges that we wear are offensive. I find that offensive, and I believe that to be a racist behaviour. Please leave the area now.
In England,
okay.
I am wearing a Union Jack. How's that racist?
When the auditor criticizes the thin blue line badge, calling it a gang badge and saying the officer should wear the Union Jack instead, he's expressing a lawful opinion, not anything even close to racism. Despite this, the inspector escalates dramatically, accusing him of committing a racist incident. While UK law defines a racist incident partly by perception, that perception still needs to be grounded in context and reason. Criticizing a controversial police symbol has absolutely nothing to do with race, ethnicity, or nationality. The auditor was challenging what the badge represents, not attacking any protected group. Calling that racism isn't just wrong, it's a harmful misuse of protections intended for real discrimination cases. Instead of safeguarding the public, the inspector weaponized an accusation of racism to silence perfectly lawful criticism and distract from the fact that he had no legitimate legal grounds to act against the auditor in the first place.
I'm not saying you're saying that he's banned. You're saying that things that we wear we shouldn't be wearing. I find that offensive, and I find that hating.
I'll tell you what I find offensive.
I want you to leave the area now, please.
20 years ago,
I want you to
police
leave the area.
officers were told they wasn't allowed to wear the Union Jack.
I want you to leave the area now, please.
Because it wasn't part of the uniform.
I want you to leave the area.
Why are you wearing gang badges? What makes it part of the uniform?
I want you to leave the area now.
No.
Okay.
I'm on a public highway. I am on a public footpath being obstructed by 2 police vehicles. They're obstructing the path. I've got proof and evidence, and somebody else recorded.
Can I take your details, please? Because I believe you may be committing offences now.
Committing an offence? Committing an offence?
Yeah, obstructing the highway.
No, these are obstructing the highway.
Offences in relation to...
Your police van's obstructing the highway.
Yeah, that is allowed to do because I'm dealing with an incident that's protecting me.
There's no incident to deal with. You came to me, and that's what we're doing.
I came to you because I was concerned about your behaviour, okay? And I am still concerned with behaviour. Bye-bye.
Don't wish to speak to you anymore.
Good.
Absolute muppet.
I find that offensive as well. That is your first warning regarding public order. If you call me a muppet again, I will arrest you, okay? recorder. Harassment allowed distress.
Are you being serious?
No, I am very serious.
You are going to be very, very famous by the end of today, my friend. Very famous.
If you call me a muppet again, I will arrest you for...
Let me get out of the way, because now I'm obstructing the road. I'm going to prove to you now...
Calling me a muppet is offensive.
In policing, especially in tense or confrontational situations, officers are expected to tolerate a reasonable degree of verbal criticism or even mild insults without escalating, and this isn't just a matter of professionalism. It's built into both the law and police training standards. Instead of letting it go, however, the inspector takes the comment personally and immediately threatens to arrest the auditor under Section 5 of the Public Order Act if he repeats it. But calling someone a muppet doesn't come close to meeting the legal threshold for a Section 5 offense. For such an offense to apply, the words must genuinely cause harassment, alarm, or distress to a reasonable person, not simply bruise an officer's ego. Police officers are expected to have thicker skin precisely because of the authority and power they carry.
I am going to prove to you, Inspector, on camera, that
you're under arrest for harassment, alarm and distress.
The chances are come out wrong, mate. You're going to be in a lot of trouble. You let go of me out, please.
No, you're under arrest.
You're going to be in a lot of trouble.
You're under caution. You don't have to say anything, but in my defence, if you don't have to mention one question, something which will let you line in court.
I'm not struggling.
Come through it.
I'm not struggling. Why are you pushing my arm further up my back?
I told you you're under arrest.
Yeah, I'm under arrest, but I'm not. I'm cooperating. So why the hell are you doing that to me back?
Van keys are in my back pocket if somebody could move it.
You're in a lot of trouble. Don't delete your body cam footage, Inspector, because I'll be making a subject access request. I'll be making a subject access request for your footage.
Take the seat.
Yeah, I'll turn the camera off now.
What's critical here is that the auditor never repeated the word muppet nor escalated his behavior in any way, yet the inspector didn't wait for any new justification. He simply seized the opportunity to shut the auditor down and dragged him into a detention room without any lawful basis. By jumping straight to arrest with no fresh trigger, the inspector revealed exactly what was really happening. This wasn't about protecting public order, it was about silencing a critic. The auditor was absolutely right to warn him, "You're in big trouble," because at that point the inspector was no longer enforcing the law. He was abusing his authority. Every action that followed only increased the inspector's legal vulnerability, and the footage documented every second of it.
Am I safe to turn the camera off?
Take your back.
Am I safe to turn the camera off?
You can do whatever you want.
Am I allowed to record it here?
Yeah.
Right, I'll turn it off.
I'm still recording that.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll be making a subject access request. So please do not delete your footage. And before you ask, I haven't got anything on me what I shouldn't have. Everything you've just done is on my mate's camera. You are in a lot of trouble. A lot of trouble. They're arresting me for taking pictures.
No.
Right, I don't want to
public
speak
order.
until I speak to the solicitor.
Okay. Excuse me, no phone calls in here.
Can I let someone know I'm here?
No.
No, not on this, here.
No, we will do it once you get your rights.
Yeah, that's
Put
fine.
your phone down.
Yeah, I'm not going to use it.
Right, I'll take possession of them now.
Put it away. I need to put this on because it protects it.
Take your stuff off
You're
there.
going to break your stuff.
Nobody's breaking anything.
Right.
Okay. I've told you.
All I wanted to do was just put them back on.
No.
No.
I've told you. Right, you're in custody, you're under arrest, you've been cautioned.
Right, I'll turn the camera off. Have you ever seen the Muppets, the Christmas special? Are you saying I can't say that word Muppet? Right. Afternoon, Jules.
So we haven't got his details yet. I haven't got a pen, but I'll quickly go through the circumstances. Just come over here, Kev.
I'm not going to give my details, mate. I'm not being awkward or open.
Okay, right, go on.
Okay. Just listen, this chap is going to tell me why you're here.
Yeah, of course.
This man has been arrested for Section 5 public order, harassment, alarm, distress. Basically, I was leaving the building at 25 past the hour when I saw this gentleman crouching down at the side of 2 police cars which are parked in front of the building on the pavement. I've stopped my vehicle to approach him to try and find out what was going on, as we were concerned that there might have been some sort of terrorist type threat. On speaking to him, I've realised he's some sort of videoer, YouTuber, and he's filming the building and the cars. I advised him regarding filming of public building. He said he was filming the obstruction of the vehicles on the path. He's then started becoming abusive to one of my colleagues because of a badge that he was wearing. I've asked him to stop, advising that I felt it caused myself harassment, alarm and distress. At that point, he's then started obstructing the middle of the highway, and I told him to leave the area, at which point he started calling me a muppet, which I found harassment, alarm and distress. So I've arrested him at that point for that offence, for the prompt and effective investigation of it, to prevent his disappearance and to establish his identity, which I couldn't at that time. Once we establish his ID, etc., and we can turn him round, I'm more than happy with that.
Do you understand the allegation?
Yeah, I'm not going to start being awkward, I understand it, yeah.
Right.
I don't agree with it,
crime.
but I understand it.
Obviously you can't go around doing that, and obviously the consequences of what happened and things like that.
Yeah, of course.
I don't see you being here around hours, but we obviously need to process you and figure out exactly who you are and all that kind of thing. I can't let you go without knowing who you are, unfortunately.
We'll have to fingerprint you anyway, so if you're on systems you'd come up anyway, so you might as well tell us now anyway.
As the auditor is taken from the detention room to the front office, the inspector desperately tries to justify his actions, but the footage makes it clear that this was a blatant abuse of power from someone who should have known far better. The encounter spiraled from the moment the inspector confronted the auditor over perfectly lawful photography without citing any offense, then fumbled further when he claimed legislation existed but couldn't name it, followed by an officer refusing to identify himself and forcing the auditor to read his details. The situation deteriorated even more when the inspector weaponized the idea of a racist incident simply because the auditor criticized a thin blue line badge, something that has nothing to do with race, and finally collapsed completely when the inspector's ego snapped after being called a muppet, a harmless, legally protected insult. Without the auditor repeating the comment or escalating, the inspector launched straight into an unlawful arrest, dragging him into detention with no legitimate grounds. What makes this especially alarming is that the misconduct came from a police inspector, someone expected to lead, uphold the law, and demonstrate professionalism, yet he acted emotionally, ignored legal standards, and used his authority to crush lawful dissent. This wasn't just a failure of policing, it was a total breakdown of the standards the public should be able to trust, and a powerful reminder of why cameras, auditors, and accountability are absolutely essential. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.